Hey guys, welcome back. In this video I want to do a few things. First of all, what I want to do is make these icons bigger, alright, before we get into styling these blocks. So we're going to create a couple classes that will allow us to have the icons vary in size. Alright, so I'm going to go to my typography SCSS file, and we're going to create some classes. Alright, so FA2, and now for these icons you want to use font size. Alright, so FA2 will say actually we'll do it by pixels. We'll do 18 pixels for FA2, and then I'm just going to copy this. Okay, so we'll have FA3, which will be 24. FA4, we'll do 27. FA5, let's say 35. And then FA6, we'll do 40. Alright, now if we go back to the index page and we want the 4-column layout, which is right here, we already put the class of FA4. Alright, so let's check that out. Alright, they're still too small. Let's try FA5. We'll just check one of them out first. Still too small. Let's try FA6. Alright, so that's good because we're actually going to add some more styling. We want to have a border. We're going to change the color and stuff. So I'm just going to change all these to FA6. Oops. Alright, and they also have a class of FA primary. So we want to create that. Alright, so for this we're going to have the color is going to be the primary color. Okay, we're going to have a border with the primary color. Actually, we'll just use our mix-in. Say include add border, and that will be 1 pixel, and the color will be primary, and then we want it to be all. We want it on all sides. And let's set the border radius. We can use our mix-in for that as well. So include border radius, and we just want to punch in 5 pixels. Alright, and then finally we want some padding. We'll do 13, 15. Alright, so let's check that out, see what that looks like. Alright, something is not right here. Color, include, oh, we need another D here. Okay, so that looks better. I'm going to decrease the padding a little bit. Actually, you know what, let's set a width. We'll start with 50 pixels. Okay, let's try 80 pixels. Because I want them all to be the same width. That's a little too much. Let's try 70. Alright, that's good. So I also, actually I'm going to do a little margin bottom to it too. Margin bottom 10 pixels, and I want the headings here to be the primary color as well. So those are H3s. So H3, let's go ahead, we're going to create a class called heading primary. Alright, so I'm going to copy that class. I want to put that here, here, and here. Alright, now it's not going to do anything yet. We're going to create that class. So what we want to do is go to typography, and let me just add some comments here. Say headings, and icons, and lists. Alright, so headings, we want heading primary, and we want to change the back, I'm sorry, just the color, not the background. So color is going to be primary, and we might as well create our other versions as well, secondary, light, and dark. Okay, this will be light, alright. Alright, so that looks good. So now we can move on to this area. We want to do the list. The list, we need to change the color and size of the icon. Alright, so for the size, I'm going to just use one of the FA classes that we created. Alright, so we have FA check, and we'll change it to FA6. Let me just see what that looks like. Alright, so that's good. So we want to add that class to all of these. Alright, we also want to change the color to alright, you know what? FA primary, I don't want that class to take care of the border because I want to be able to use it without the border. So what I'm going to do is create another class called FA border. Alright, and then I'm going to take this, the width and margin, basically everything except for the color, and put that in there. That way we can use FA primary anywhere. Since we did that, we're going to lose our styling that we just did. So for these, we want to go and just add that border class to them. Okay, so up here we'll say FA border. Because you want to make it so that you can reuse your classes. Alright, so there we go. That's all set. And then for these, we can now add FA primary. Whoops. Alright, good. So now let's do the text here, which is wrapped in a span. You can see right here we have a span tag around there. So that's what we'll use to do the CSS for the words. Okay, so let's go up to list. Okay, we have list.feature. Let's go in there and just say span. And what we're going to do is vertical align vertical align to the top, and padding top, we're going to do 9 pixels, and then font size, we are going to use a percentage, so we're going to say 120%. Okay. I do want to push the text. Actually, you know what? We're going to grab the icon for the list feature. So inside of, still nested inside the list feature, we want to just put an eye. And I'm going to set a margin top to -9 pixels, and then a margin right to 5 pixels. Let's try and change this line height. Let me see what that does. Let's try changing it to much larger. Alright, that looks good. Okay, so that's good for the list feature. Now we want the button. If we look at the original, the button looks like this. Okay, so this is going to be a primary button. I don't think that we created any buttons yet. We didn't. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll say button. Actually, let me put some comment here. Okay, we want a button primary. So we're going to set that color to primary color. And let's add a white border to it so we can use our mix-in. What do we want to do? Include, add border. And we'll say 2 pixels. And the color is going to be white. And we want it all around. Alright, now we'll go back into index and go to that button. Oh, we already have button primary. So reload, and it didn't change. Let's try it. Let's try adding an important tag. Oh. We need to do the background, not the actual text color. So background, actually let's just use our mix-in. So we'll say and include add background primary color. There we go. So the hover state, I want to change that. Primary, I want to do primary hover. Now I'm going to show you another great feature of SASS, and that is that we can lighten or darken the current color or any color. Alright, so we can actually say background, and then we can do lighten, and then we just want to surround the color we want to lighten, which will be primary color. And we have to put in a percentage as well. So we'll say 10%. So if we reload, you can see when we hover, the color gets brighter. Let's actually change that border as well. We'll just keep the same white border. Alright, so it's a really nice feature to be able to do that. And you can also darken. Alright. So that can be really helpful. Let's actually give, you know what, let's just put a line break in there under the list. Okay. Now I want to add the padding class to this, because I want a little more padding on the top and bottom. We have 30 pixels as the default for a section. If we go to sections, where is it? You can see a section has 30 pixels on the top and bottom. So I want to just go to normalize. Alright, and I want a class called extra pad. Alright, and what that's going to do is just add, just do 40 pixels instead of 30. So padding bottom, 40 pixels. Alright, and then if we go into index and just add that to the section. Alright, so that looks a little better. Okay, now for this section here, we need to make this image smaller. What we want to do is set the width to 100% so it only takes up its container. Alright, so let's see, where do we want to do this? Alright, let's do it here. Image.device width 100%. It actually should already be done. Image class device, iPhone. With 100%. Alright. I'm actually going to set this image less than 100%. So let's give it a unique class. So we'll still have device, and then we'll have, let's just say device small. Alright, and then we'll go to base, image dot device small, and I'm going to set the width to 70%. Alright, and now I want to have a negative margin at the bottom so that I can bring this down and make it look like it's coming out of where this section ends. Alright, so we're going to do margin bottom negative, let me see, 34 pixels. Let's do, actually, you know what, I want to add the extra padding on this section as well. So in the index file, we have this, it's right here. We're going to add extra pad. Alright, so I need to actually go down a little more here. So let's try negative, where are we? Let's try negative 36. Nope. 38. Nope. 40. Alright, good. Perfect. And this actually looks good over here. We don't really need to do anything to this, the text. Alright, so that looks good. Our home page is just about done. We just need to do the footer. So let's do that. And I'm going to close some of these. I know I'm probably confusing you with all these open files. I apologize. I'm just going to close them all and then open up what we need. Alright, so we want our index HTML, and our SCSS, we want to go to layouts and then footer. Alright, so this is where we're going to put all the footer code. One second. Alright, so our footer, has a class of footer main. Alright, so what I want to do here is set the background to our dark color. And let me just open the variables up. Variables, SASS. And for our dark color, I'm going to change it to a kind of dark greenish color. Okay, so for our footer, will be dark color. And text color will be white. Actually, we don't need to do that if we use our mix-in, so let's do that. Alright, so add background, we need to say include add background. And next, let's do a border. I want to add a border to the top with the secondary color. So we'll say include add border, and we want this to be, what do I want this to be? 5 pixels. Color will be secondary color, and then we want this on the top. Alright, I'm going to set a minimum height on the footer to 200 pixels. Padding 30 pixels on the top and bottom. And let's see, I want to set the Z index, which isn't really necessary because we have the phone image cut off right here, but just in case it went down further, we want the footer to have a higher Z index than this image. Alright, so I'm just going to set the Z index to 100, and that should be good. Let's check that out. Alright. I want to change the links, the color to, I want to change it to white. Actually, we can nest right here. So A color is going to be white. Alright, I'm going to take away the margin and padding of the list so it's flush with the header. So UL okay, there we go. And I'm going to change the line height of the list items, make it a little bigger. So line height, we'll say 1.8. And just to make sure we have list style none. Alright, so that looks pretty good. Our home page is now done. So in the next video, we will move on to the other pages, and after that we want to make sure that the template is totally responsive. Right now it should look pretty good if we shrink this. Alright, so our menu, okay, our responsive menu is good. That looks good. Showcase. This will probably center. These boxes look good. Probably center this too. And you can see the image is just placed under. Oh, this we'll have to deal with as well. Probably center it and move it up. And footer, I don't know, maybe add some spacing between these lists. Alright, and then we should be done. So I will see you in the next video.